Okay, I am live. Hey everyone. A little dark in my room. I need to get some better lighting. But anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're watching this on Facebook and you're here, give a shout out so I know you're here. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, the like button on both places. If you're watching the replay, just give me a hashtag replay so I know that you watched. Anyway, so today we are talking about, oh, sorry about that. Today we are talking about your why for your offer. So just a reminder, this is part 5 of my 6-part series, 10 ingredients of an irresistible offer. And I'll just do a little recap. You can watch the replays in the Six Figure Goddess Facebook group. Just go under guides, the guides tab, and you'll see them. And you can also watch them on my YouTube channel. So you can search me up on YouTube, and I will post the link in the comments below as well. So just to recap, what makes an irresistible offer? Number one, I say there are 3 ingredients, and number one is that it is your process to get a result in the most streamlined way possible. Number 2, your offer becomes irresistible when your message is really, really dialed in and your prospects know exactly why they need your offer, which brings me to number 3. Your offer is irresistible when it's something that your ideal clients already want. I mean, we don't ever want to get into any kind of convincing energy, right? Just because we know that people need what we offer, it's got to be something that they want already and that you know you can deliver. So when I talk about the 10 ingredients, I'm going to run down them real fast, but just, go back and catch the replay for more information. But I put everything under the journalistic questions: who, what, when, where, why, and how. And yes, there are 10 ingredients. So category 1 is who, and that is who is your offer for, and who are you to make this offer. And that's about your story. And that's what we're going to go in a little bit deeper on today. What is the pain, or what is the problem that your offer solves, which has to do with the pain, and then what is the promise, which has to do with painting a picture of possibility. When do people need your offer? Always now, right? And that's where you bring in scarcity and urgency and those kinds of things. And there are several ways to do that. Where are they? This is more than, oh yes, we're meeting on Zoom, or we're meeting at such and such a place for a workshop or whatever. Where is really you understanding where your ideal client is on her journey, and then you can address that specifically in your offer, in your marketing copy. So today we are talking about the why. And I'm sure you have your own why for why you're in business, why you chose to do what you do. My why is that I want to see every woman, especially of a certain age, play full out and fully express, which means I know that we all have gifts, and I want you to find your gift and to share it with the world. Because if you're not doing that, your gift is probably calling you. And if you're not doing that, you're going to go to your grave thinking, oh, I wish I had done this, right? And it doesn't have to be business. And I often say that your passion and your purpose, your vehicle is a way for you to express your passion and your purpose, but not every passion and purpose should be turned into a business. And this is where a lot of people get tripped up on making a decision. Should I do this, do that, do that? No, you find the thing that you're passionate about, that is your purpose, but that is going to make you money, because you don't want to try bringing something out into the marketplace that isn't going to be profitable and nobody wants, just because you love it. You love doing it, right? So anyway, your why. Your why, when it comes to your offer, should be expressed in every of the 10 ingredients. So yes, you have your big why, and sometimes your big why is personal to you. I was listening to somebody and she said that her why was that she wants to show her daughter, which I think this is very, very respectable, because I've seen women entrepreneurs go the other way, where they weren't setting a good example on empowering their own children because of their own behavior. But she wanted to show her 18-year-old daughter that she has the power to make money on demand, at just as well as anybody else does, that any woman can do this. I think that's an admirable why. She doesn't need to show the world that to really communicate why they should join her offer. That really has nothing to do with it. Yes, it's admirable. Yes, some of us can relate to it. I don't have an 18-year-old daughter. I don't even have a daughter, but I think it's admirable, but it's not my why. My why is I have gifts. I was given gifts, a lot of them, and I want to use them to help women get their gifts out into the world, because I was not recognized for my gifts when I was in the marketplace, when I was in my career. They were taken for granted, and it wasn't until I did the big FU, I'm out of here, that I kept getting told I was overqualified, because people were amazed at all the things that I had done, and whatever. And that's when I went out on my own, decided to start my business. And I found the people who appreciated what I did. And that's how I made six figures my very first year, right? Which I probably still wouldn't be making if I were in that JOB. So that's my big why. Do I tell that every single time I'm making an offer? No. It's wordy. People really don't care. I mean, that's my personal um, motivation for doing things. And yes, I want to get paid for what I do well and what I bring to the world, right? Because I don't want to work for free. So that's my other why. I'm making money with my own gifts without having the middleman. How do I put this? Without, so my take on having a job, and when you have a lot of talent and you're doing a great job, you're doing it for someone else, right? And a lot of times you don't even get the credit. Yes, you get paid, and you might get the appreciation from your boss, but out in the world, people don't really know that it's you, unless you're a big CEO like Sheryl Sandberg. So you're really kind of the best kept secret. And I don't want to be the best kept secret. I want to help people, but I want to get paid and appreciated for my talents and my gifts. And I want everybody else to do the same. And that's why I started the Goddess Way to Six Figures Mastermind, because I believe that every woman should be making six figures, is capable of making six figures. And if you're not making six figures, then you're not making the impact that you need, and you're probably working too hard. So those are all my big whys. I do talk about that a lot, some of them, but some of them I don't. So you have your personal why, but you also need to communicate the why behind all of the ingredients. So let's go down them a little bit, just real quick. So the first one is who. Who is your offer for? So why did you create this for that person in particular? Why does this person, why did you choose to serve this segment of society? And we're talking about your niche because your offer is for your niche, right? Your ideal client avatar is just that person you hold in your mind to write your marketing copy, but it's really your niche that you created your offer for. For what? So why is it that you chose that niche? For me, I don't talk about this, but I design all my offers for women who are of a certain age, who have been in business for a while and are working too hard. Stuck at 5 figures, need to get to 6, right? Want to get to 6, or they should want to get to 6, and they have that mindset that they want to get to 6. So the second who is, who am I to make this offer? This is very, very similar to what I'm talking about today, your why, but it's a little bit different because in this case, you are the one to make the offer because you've been through that experience. You've seen the need in the marketplace and you've got the credibility because you get results for people, right? So of course you're going to talk about your why. This is why you need this because, Susan got great results with my program and you can too. So that why has to do with your story that connects to your solution. All right. So that's the second who. So what is the pain? What is the why behind the problem? So say, well, I'm going to use the example of having a 6-figure business. The problem is the that I created this mastermind is because I don't want to see women working so hard. And when you're stuck at 5 figures, you are working too hard. Once you get to 6 figures, it gets easier, and that's why it's a lot easier to get from 6 figures to 7 figures. The first 6 figures is the hardest. So that's that has to do with the pain, right? But on the other end, the promise, my why beyond the promise, behind the promise is that I really do believe that business is the vehicle for you to live the lifestyle, the freedom lifestyle that you deserve. That's my why. And that's why I want to see you get your problem solved, get unstuck, and get on the path to freedom and comfort and security and all those things. So that's the first 4. So the fifth one, when? Why do I want you to join my program, join my mastermind? And I'm just using myself as an example. This can work for weight loss or whatever, but just to keep it consistent. Why do I want you to join my program now? Because the longer you wait, the more you're just extending that pain. The longer you wait, the more money you're going to be spending on courses and things and just wasting your money. So why not just get on that path to 6 figures right now? The longer you wait, the older you get, the harder it is, the more frustrated you are. And ladies, if you're of a certain age, we don't have that much time, really. Do you really want to be doing this when you're 70, 80 years old? If you love it, maybe. I don't. I want to be on a beach in Florida somewhere. So that's the when. And where, remember, is the stage that you're in. So my why for working with a certain segment of society that's stuck at a certain stage in their business, that is at 5 figures. I don't want to work with newbies. I don't want newbies in a mastermind group that's going to drag down the group, right? It's got to be, everybody's got to be kind of on the same level where they're in the six-figure mindset. They're in that stage where they've just had it. So everybody's motivation is pretty much the same. Everybody's an action taker. Everybody's ambitious. Everybody is going to do the work. So they've got to be in a certain stage of their business with a proven offer or a proven concept or the ability to generate money on their own, or they should not be in a mastermind. Simple as that. So that's my why for that, for working with women at that certain stage, 1 to 3 years in business generally, but they're at 5 figures, or they might even be at 4 figures, but they've got real potential. And I have a client who's a newbie, and I would bring her into the mastermind just because she's such a go-getter, and I know she's going to be successful. So it would be an honor to have her in my mastermind. She knows why she's here. But for somebody who's a newbie who is really trying to figure out their business, that's just bringing down the rest of the group, right? You want to lift them up. So that's really why your why is important. Now, we still have one more category to go, and that is the how. And the how has 3 ingredients in it, which is how much, how do I get the result, and how can I make it work for me? So I'm going to talk about that next week because that's a huge one. And every single how needs a why behind it. Why does it cost this much? I'm making an offer on my masterclass in 2 weeks, and it is going to be an unbelievable offer. But I have a why for making this incredible offer. And it's something anybody can afford. And if it's not for everybody, but if people hear my offer and their body is telling them, yes, this is for me, I'm a good fit, there's no reason why they shouldn't take me up on this offer. And I'm going to explain why I'm making this offer. When you have a deadline, scarcity, urgency, right? Your cart is closing. You need a why for why your cart is closing. For example, you can join my mastermind at any time, but you're going to be paying a lot more money. And I don't want to keep this offer out forever because I want to get it started with my new students, and I want to really start getting them results. That's my why for closing it down at a certain date, right? When you're doing and I'm going to talk about this again next week, but just, spoiler alert, your features and benefits are the how you're going to get the result, and you're going to need a why behind each one of those. For example, if you offer a 30-day daily practice with your program, people are going to know, well, why do I need this practice? Right? You just don't put things in there randomly. It has to be part of the program for a reason, because people do not want to do work that they don't have to do, right? And then the third one is, how is this going to work for me? And that has to do with objections. So there are a lot of whys under the objections. So I'm going to talk more about that next week. Here's the thing about the why. Your prospects are going to be asking these questions. They're going to be thinking them, right? And you might as well just answer them before they have a chance to, say, oh no, this isn't for me because I don't understand this part of it or whatever. So you really have to think ahead. I've talked about this before. decision fatigue is a real thing. It's your job to bring your future client to a decision, whether it's yes or no. You don't want to just leave them hanging. If they have a problem that you can solve, you want them to say yes, and it's your responsibility to get them to say yes in every way that you can. Now, not everybody's going to say yes. As a matter of fact, most people will say no, but think of you can't think of the no's. You have to just think of the yeses, right? And yes, when people do say no, just bless them and let them go. They're not for you now. It doesn't mean they're not for you forever, but really the the more information that you provide, and I'm not saying, write pages and pages and pages of copy. I'm saying to really focus on the most important things that people will be asking themselves, that they'll want to know. And, you don't want them to have to email you to ask a question, because right there, they're not going to do it. They're just going to walk away. So you really have to do everything in your power to get people to bring people to a yes, to give them the information that they need, and to really make your offer irresistible, right? Because every one of your whys is going to be a positive thing that people will appreciate. So the more whys you can talk about, the better, because the more information you're imparting, that's really positive in their favor. And that's what client attraction is all about. So, yes, when do you use all these 10 ingredients? Whenever you can. Not all of them at once, because you don't want to overwhelm people, but they'll be in your Facebook ads. If you do a webinar, yes, of course, you're going to use all 10 in your webinar and or masterclass, which I'm doing on the 26th. I hope to see you there. Or, you can do, like I'm doing right now, a training where I'm talking about the ingredients. But if I were to do this about my offer, I might talk about an aspect on a video training. When you're doing a launch, if you do a video launch, of course, you're going to be including these things. Anytime you're launching a program, but you don't have to use these ingredients all at once. Especially like, who is this for? You have to know, right? You have to know that first, and then all your copy will support that, but you don't have to say it in every single email. You should say it on your sales page, of course, because you want to call people out and let them know that they're in the right place. But it's not always necessary to talk about all these things and overwhelm people with a ton of copy. This is why copywriting is a skill, and writing sales copy is a skill that is worthy of you getting paid a lot of money if you have that skill. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you got some value out of this. Post your questions and comments in the comments below, and be sure to tag me, and I'll be happy to answer them. And I will be back next time with ingredients 8, 9, and 10. Until then, peace.